What's up everyone, I'm Eldridge and welcome to another episode of Donkey Double Feature. You guys said you liked the last one, so I'm making another one. Oh my god, Eldridge, what are you doing again? You're blue lining. Oh, it's such a disaster. Shame on you, you horrible cheater bastard. Now you know what, actually, this is the game that I played in order to record myself blue lining for the apology video. Because, you know, I don't actually have footage of myself border scraping lying around, because I don't do it all that often. I really don't do it at all. So, yeah. What I did is, I loaded up a game in 4 different ships, recorded myself blue lining and just, you know, spinning around the ship to have a little bit of different footage, fired off some torpedoes in this case, and then I turned off the camera and played out the game, and it turns out that this game was actually really damn good, and that's why we're taking a look at it. So, if you can see it, I drove down really far southeast, something that I generally don't do in my destroyers. I like to be a bit more in the center of the map because it gives me more control over where I help out my team and to which flanks I gravitate. But in this case, because of the blue lining footage, I kind of had to go here, and it turned out to be kind of an interesting tactic, actually. We already saw an Omaha, we saw a Phoenix, and they are completely unaware of my presence, which is great. For now, I'm able to just sneak up on them and cause a lot of havoc, maybe. This St. Louis is a little bit too far away from my torpedoes, and I don't really feel like engaging it with my guns. Oh crap, the Omaha did come around this side of the island. I'm sending him some of my torpedoes just to dissuade him from coming this way. And then I decide that I want to see if I can catch the Clemson. And there he is, the little bastard. Hello, Mr. Clemson. It is time for you to die. Because the Gremiashi has amazing guns and you do not. Sadly, I'm still firing AP, which is kind of a mistake. I should be firing AG, but whatever. It's fine. It was it wasn't supposed to be a real game. It was just supposed to be me filming scraping and then, you know, dying quickly and loading up another game. But I did a little bit of damage to the Clemson. It's fine. For now, he's not that big of a danger, although that Congo that is to the southeast of myself is probably going to have a lot of problems with the Clemson. He also realizes that and turns around. It's a good decision on his part, but first I want to deal with this Phoenix. I don't want him to just, you know, drive on through and put damage into our Kawachi or our carriers. I mean, he's already low health, but he's still a danger. He's a Phoenix, you know, Phoenix is not a bad ship. That was a little bit too low. Need to aim a little bit higher, and that looks much, much better. Nice, doing some good damage. Of course, the Gremiashi has really, really good guns. So good, in fact, that when you're firing at cruisers of this sort of level, you should really fire AP ammunition, because you can absolutely wreck them. Here I'm a bit cocky, and I already turned my camera away thinking I killed him, but nope, Eldridge, you did not. You made a big fool of yourself. So I'm shooting him again, and it goes into the island, because, yep, now someone else is gonna steal my kill, aren't they? God damn it. Come on, please. Good. At least I still have the kill. That's good, that's important. Right, time to help my buddy in the Congo, as he is being attacked by the Clemson and by the enemy carrier as well. I can't really do much about the carrier, he's gonna have to handle that particular issue himself, but there's definitely something I can do about the Clemson, so I lay a wide torpedo blanket. That's something I like to do in defense against destroyers because it allows me to kind of force them to move in a certain way. In this case, I knew he was coming pretty straight toward me, and I laid a torpedo blanket so that he has to turn. That allows me to fire and take out his engine because he presents the broadside. There we go, engine destroyed. And now it's really just a case of taking the little bastard out. Also took some of his AA guns and some of his guns. And that was the worst aimed salvo of all time. But my buddy in the Congo takes him out. shout out to POI, Yudachi POI in the Congo, who is a really good teammate actually in this game. Doing a lot of good work in his Congo. Now, we have the South Carolina still and the Omaha, and there was also the St. Louis to worry about. I'm actually a bit surprised that the Omaha so far hasn't done anything. It seems weird that he would be, you know, completely unspotted, but there we see he actually turned around and went for the cap again. Now, the St. Louis and the South Carolina are both firing toward the center. Probably firing at, I don't really know what it is, I don't have eyes on him, but our teammate there capturing B. I fire some sort of speculative torpedoes. I mean, I'm not expecting those torpedoes to do all that much, but they might. You know, if they keep on driving straight ahead, then some of those torpedoes might actually end up hitting them. At this point, I'm thinking I could either go left around the island and deal with the Omaha, or I could go around and deal with these two ships coming through the... Oh, look at them. Look at them just sailing straight in there. Oh, rubbing my tummy over this delicious meal that I'm about to receive. Ah, praise the gods above. And here they come. Hello. Foolishly you have sought your own demise, St. Louis. Face me in a duel of torpedoes. But of course, my torpedoes are still reloading, so for now I have to stay alive, and they knocked out my steering. I don't like that, so I repair it. Obviously, when you get your steering knocked out in a destroyer, that's really bad if you're trying to line up good torpedoes. But here I get two very nice salvos off. I'm pretty close to him, so it's going to be difficult for him to evade. If he wants to evade them, he has to... Yeah, it's too late. He's not going to be able to turn. And... Badoom, there we go. St. Louis bagged and tagged. But sadly my steering got knocked out again. Luckily I put down a smoke screen and the steering basically brought me right behind the smoke screen, so it's going to be very difficult for them to actually spot me through there. That was probably the Omaha, so it seems that he turned around again. Oh, there's the Langley too. If I can deal with the South Carolina, I might be able to break through and deal with the Langley afterwards. Delicious. Now, you might think, Donkey, what the hell are you doing with your steering knocked out, firing at the South Carolina while, you know, basically being stationary? Relax, he can't see me through the smoke. That's... Oh, maybe he can. Okay, I'm sorry. But there I can finally repair my steering, and so... A little bit of fire for the South Carolina. Enjoy that. Delicious fire damage. Oh my god, where did the Omaha come from? Quick, torpedoes! Ah! That was not so well aimed. Oh my god, where did those torpedoes come from? Alright, good. A little bit of maneuvering. Oh no, that's my engine. I'm dead, aren't I? Crap. Oh well. All those torpedoes are still going. Oh, that Omaha is... He's not turning, he's just going straight. Are those torpedoes gonna get him? Oh yes. Oh yes, they're gonna get him. From the grave, buddy, from the grave. And for the second replay, we're doing once again a subscriber replay, because last time that actually turned out to be really fun, I thought, and people said they liked it, so here you go. More subscriber replays as part of Donkey Double feature. This time featuring Admiral Stokes in his Cleveland. Now, the Cleveland is a ship that I have tried to avoid so far because it's always been sort of thought of as a little bit overpowered. And I don't really like being in ships that are considered overpowered. Now, that might seem a little bit hypocritical, seeing how I always say the Gremiashi is my favorite destroyer, and the Gremiashi is also a little bit overpowered, but in the case of the Cleveland, I think it's very, very obvious that it's just so much stronger than, you know, anything that compares to it. Like the Aoba is just not even close to as good. But that does not lessen the validity of this replay, because Admiral Stokes is actually a really, really damn good Cleveland captain. At least judging by this replay. I mean, I don't know the guy, and he could be really bad, but in this replay, he's stomping face. He's also doing something that I really do like. He's coordinating a little bit with his team, at least sort of asking questions, asking where the other people are going, and, you know, at least being talkative. It's always good to see in wargaming games, because it's not very common usually. And there we have our first customers. It would seem an enemy Congo has appeared, and a Warspite. In the beginning it did not seem as though Admiral Stokes was going to receive a lot of cover on this side, but now there are another 4 cruisers coming with him as he spots this opposing Cleveland and fires a few shots at him. What is that Cleveland doing? Why is he stationary in the middle of the open? That... what? Okay. Well, I mean, he juked Admiral Stokes a little bit there, but that's still a very weird thing to just do. Oh well. We shall see. Maybe there is a point to his silliness, as Stokes fires some shots at this Congo. Obviously firing pretty much nothing but high explosive, unless you really have, oh, an island. You don't want to drive into that. You don't want to make yourself look like a donkey on my show. Yes, but in pretty much all the 155mm, oh, look at that. Look at him threading past that island. Just, beautiful. Just beautiful. Making himself look like a professional. So anyway, in ships that fire with 155mm or 152mm guns, you do usually want to fire HE by default. Now, I'm not saying you should always fire HE. If you're firing at a even-tiered cruiser and they are side-on to you like this Cleveland, and I still have no idea what this guy is doing. Maybe his engine is broken or something? I don't know. But in a situation like that, you can fire AP, because it does give you the opportunity to get some Citadel hits. But most of the time, you are not going to get that many Citadel hits, and you're just gonna do more damage with high explosive. There are still some people who are of the opinion that high explosive is super overpowered and just, you know, using it is lame, but honestly, I'm sick of all this gamer Bushido nonsense. Just use high explosive, it's the better ammunition type at the moment. And if you can get Citadel shots reliably, and you're sure you will get Citadel shots, fire AP, it's definitely the better choice then. Otherwise, HE is the ammunition of choice. Now, this flank does look a little bit more safe than it did before, and Admiral Stokes is threading a little bit around these islands here to get into a better position. Something that I definitely still have to learn in the game. Sometimes I'm just a bit too aggressive, especially in the higher tier ships. But Admiral Stokes is doing an amazing job here, putting fire on all the ships that need to be put fire on. And he spots this Farragut. Actually, now his friendly cruiser in front of him spots the Farragut, but he puts some fire on him. That was not enough lead for such a speedy ship. No, that wasn't far enough either, but it's fine. We can put some more fire into the Congo and make him suffer. Set him on fire and send him to Davy Jones's locker, I say. Can we maybe get some shots on that Cleveland? Because he's really, really low. Actually, no, it's better that we kill this Farragut if possible, because he is a huge danger to that Phoenix. Oh boy, that Phoenix is dead, isn't he? Well, that was a good shot. It took out some of his anti-aircraft guns, maybe even a main battery gun. I didn't really see it, but he did take out something. He incapacitated 2 items, so... And seeing how it was on the rear of the ship, it probably was one of the main battery guns. Maybe some anti-aircraft. Not really all that... Oh, some more damage on the Farragut, that's fine. And the Phoenix did get completely nuked by the Farragut. Ah, just painful. Now, this is actually quite awkward for Admiral Stokes, because suddenly he's alone against 3 of these guys. And we know there's also that Cleveland on really low HP still. So he puts some fire into the Warspite, doing 3000 damage with high explosive, setting it on fire twice. This is another reason why I think the Warspite is not as good as people think, because its superstructure is an enormous target. And if you get hit there with high explosive, you just take insane damage. But whatever, this is not another Warspite review, we've done that. I've talked about that ship enough. Admiral Stokes is actually doing something very smart here. He's going behind the island that's kind of keeping the Congo from putting effective fire into him. He would have to aim a little bit further ahead to put effective fire in the Congo, but he is definitely stopping the Congo from getting better shots at him, which is awesome. Very, very good play. The Congo now is around the island, so now he gets shots on him. But at this point, he is so incredibly on fire that he's just dead. There we go. Stokes also set on fire for the first time now, repairs it, obviously. And there is that Cleveland on really, really low hit points, and the Farragut as well. Very interesting that those two just... That's weird. Why did they both just run away? I mean, Stokes was completely alone on this side, and combined with this Warspite in the Congo, they could have taken care of Stokes pretty easily, I would say. But Stokes is looking totally fine, and oh, the Cleveland is exposing himself. That's good, let's give him the good old rear-mounted batteries. Was that, well, oh yeah, that looks actually pretty good. Bam, nice, well shot indeed. Well aimed, well fired, well not moved out of the way by the enemy. What is that Farragut doing? Why is he beached behind that island? I don't understand what's going on in this game. Why is he playing Ring Around the Rosie with the Warspite? What's happening? Why is this game? Why am I never getting these games where people are just crazy and stupid and do dumb things? Like seriously, Stokes is taking on 4 of these guys, and they just completely spaz out and fail to do anything useful, and Stokes just takes them apart one by one. It's just I'm jealous, is what I'm saying. This is going to be a very, very good result if Stokes doesn't make any crazy mistakes now. His team is also doing very well. They have 3 of the 4 points. A very interesting point system on the domination version of Two Brothers, having 4 points, meaning that you have to have a very, very dominating position to actually win by cap. Something I actually like. I think that's a good variant of the domination map. Still playing Ring Around the Rosie with the Warspite, trying to get the Farragut, and oh, he actually hit him once. Well aimed past the island, good sir. I applaud you. The Farragut maybe finally realizing... Okay, he's using smoke. Well, that's a start. He's been getting spotted this entire time by that fighter squadron that one of our friendly carriers has planted there. Very, very nice of them. And the Warspite finally decides that he had enough of Ring Around the Rosie and turns around, also probably wanting to face the Kuma on directly instead of having the Kuma behind himself. Kuma launches some torpedoes toward the Warspite, but Warspite usually not that worried about torpedoes, should be able to... actually, he did get hit by one of them. It's not so pro. Getting a really nice broadside on the Warspite. That was 12 hits, a full, complete complement of hits. Another one. That's just too much damage for the Warspite, and he gets blown apart. Yep, that's what 2 destroyers will do to a Warspite, if the Warspite is alone. This enemy team really made a lot of mistakes, and just leaving the entire flank to Stokes, really, in that they left the Congo and the Warspite to chase the Cleveland around an island. That's just insanity. The Cleveland is just way too fast for 2 battleships to catch up. But if the Cleveland and the Farragut had helped them and helped them pincer Stokes, you know, around the island, they could have pretty reliably overwhelmed him. And then they would have had a commanding lead over this entire side of the flank. So, very, very weak play by the enemy. Very good play by Stokes. Very, very well played indeed. And now it's just time to clean up this Farragut. And then it is time for victory. We are already at 800 points. Killing this guy will probably ensure that we win. That was not quite enough lead. Farragut is... Oh, it was actually. Did set him on fire, incapacitated a gun. Good stuff. And that should take him out. Yes. Kaboom. 3 kills, 130 hits. Good stuff, Mr. Stokes. And that's it for this episode of Donkey Double Feature. If you enjoyed this gameplay, please consider liking and subscribing, and if you have feedback, leave it in the comments. My next World of Warships video will be something, I have no idea, but until then, I've been Eldritch Master Donkey, and I'll see you in another video.